Hey, what's up everybody? In this video, I'm going to review Wanted Man Flynn from the Tango series. Wanted Man Flynn is a new Tsum for the month of December in 2023, and his drop rate is the highest compared to all of the other new Tsums that are currently out. And because I have all of the other Tsums fully maxed out, my drop rate for Wanted Man Flynn is 46.67, so it's pretty high compared to the other ones. Your drop rates will likely be different if you don't have all of the other Tsums maxed out. His ability description is clear Tsums in the shape of an X, and this game demonstration that you're currently watching right now is a skill level 1 game demonstration. So let's take a look at his stats first. In order for you to activate his ability, you're gonna need to clear 15 copies of him off the screen. So for 15 copies, that's pretty low compared to what our standard is, so likely you're gonna be able to activate a lot of abilities per game. His minimum score is 120 with a maximum score of 904. So maximum score is pretty good. So if you don't plan on maximizing his level, then his minimum score is pretty good. But when it comes to maximum score, 904 is not that great. And if you're trying to get him to skill level 6, you're going to need a total of 29 copies of him from either the premium box or using skill tickets. But before I go any further with this video, I do want to take some time out to give a very special thanks to these subscribers. These subscribers have given a donation via Super Thanks, so I want to just take my time out to thank you as well for the contribution. And if you would like to join our Tsum Tsum community, consider joining the Line group as well as a Discord server, and both of those invites are going to be in the description below. Okay, back to Wanted Man Flynn. And let's take a look at his skill chart. So at skill level 1, his base skill range is going to be extra small, and this skill range is in reference to the shape of the X, or not the shape but the size of the X. The higher you go, the bigger or the thickness of those X shape is going to be. At skill level 1, the skill range is going to be extra small, but if you're able to get him to skill level 6, the skill range is going to be extra large. So let's take a look at a side-by-side comparison of all 6 of the abilities, and I'll walk you through how to also use Wanted Man Flynn properly. At skill level 1, the skill range is going to be extra small, small for skill level 2, and then finally the skill range for skill level 3 is going to be medium. When it comes to using Wanted Man Flynn, there's a couple of things that you need to know first. The first thing is that his ability will not freeze the screen. So what that means is that once you hit that ability button, whatever is on the screen is going to stay in those positions. Unlike Evil Mother Gothel, when you activate the ability, the Tsums will continue to fall down. Wanted Man Flynn will not do that. So if you have a lot of gaps on the screen, then you're going to have a smaller chain, therefore earning less coins. So what you should do is before you activate the ability, you want to give it a couple of seconds to make sure all of the Tsums settle down before activating the ability. If you look at my skill level 1 gameplay, there were a lot of times where I didn't do that, and you'll notice that the chains were a lot smaller compared to when I waited a couple of seconds to make sure the Tsums are settled down before activating the ability. And the second thing you want to do is you want to burst those magic bubble as soon as possible. You want to ideally pop them when they are higher on the screen if possible, but if the bubble is at the bottom of the screen like you see there at skill level 3, there's not much you could do about it. But the reason why you want to burst these bubbles as soon as possible, first of all, usually they're higher on the screen when you burst them right away. Secondly, these magic bubbles do get in the way when you activate his ability, so try to clear those bubbles off the screen before you activate the ability. Alright, so now let's take a look at his ability activated at the same time. So he essentially swings a pan around and creating this X shape, and I think this is from the movie where he swung the pan to attack his attackers. But essentially this is going to be the skill range here. As you can see, skill level 1 has this odd like octopus shape, and it's pretty thin when it comes to the thickness of the X shape. But as you level him up, the X shape does get a little bit bigger. At skill level 1, I got a chain of 20. Skill level 2, I got a chain of 25, and 28 for skill level 3. So this is not necessarily super amazing for these lower skill level. They're okay, but as you get to a higher skill level, the X shape just kind of becomes a blob, and you can't really even tell that it's an X shape because it's clearing so many Tsums off the screen. Even at skill level 3, it's starting to do that. So let's move on to the higher skill level at skill level 4, 5, and 6. The skill range for skill level 4 is going to be large, skill level 5 it's going to be extra large, and finally at skill level 6 it's going to be extra large. So the extra large is essentially what you want to strive for because it covers a lot of the screen. But the strategy to using these higher skill level Wanted Man Flynn is going to be pretty much the same compared to the lower skill level. However, bursting the magic bubble off the screen and making sure all of the Tsums settle down becomes more important. The reason for that is because the skill range gets thicker and thicker, and it covers a lot more surface area on the screen. So whenever you have a gap on the screen, you're going to get less chains, therefore getting you less coins and also a lower score. So what you should always strive for is to maximize the coin earning potential every single time you activate the ability. And here is a side-by-side comparison of the ability activated at the same time, and you'll see here the animation is going to be the same compared to skill level 1, 2, and 3. But what is different here though is the surface area that this X shape covers. Like I mentioned, the X shape kind of becomes a blob at these higher skill level. The skill level 4 kind of even looks like a V shape and not so much of an X, and at skill level 6 it doesn't even look like anything. It just looks like a center burst zoom. But look at the chains that I got for these gameplays. At skill level 4 I got a chain of 31, 34 for skill level 5, and 38 for skill level 6. So that's pretty good. Once you get into the high 30s and low 40s for a burst zoom, it's considered pretty good. And the strategy, like I said, you just want to make sure that the screen has a lot of zooms before activating it and try to get rid of those bubbles as soon as possible. Overall, I think Wanted Man Flynn is a fun zoom to use, relatively easy, however, not necessarily the best for coins, and definitely not super amazing for score either. At the lower skill level, I think he's good for a score, but once you get to level 50, it's not going to be competitive when you're comparing it to Evil Mother Gothel, as well as our pair zoom for the month, Rapunzel and Pascal. So as a low level zoom, he's pretty good, but when you get him to the higher skill level and higher level in general, not as good. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend you to use your skill tickets on Wanted Man Flynn, but if you do have 1 to 2 copies of Wanted Man Flynn, that's probably where you want to keep him at. Once you get him to skill level 4, that's when you could use the 5-4 and coin boost and hope for a coin fairy, but you're likely better off using Evil Mother Gothel, because at skill level 4, Evil Mother Gothel outperforms Wanted Man Flynn. And as a quick reminder, right now we are in December, so all of the December new zooms are going to get double XP. So if you're trying to level up all of your zooms to level 50 like I am, then focus on leveling up Evil Mother Gothel, Rapunzel and Pascal, and then Wanted Man Flynn. Having them level up to level 50 is useful because they could be supporting zooms or sub zooms. If you are going for a higher score, having higher level sub zooms does help. Alright, so let's take a look at the results for all 6 of these gameplays. At skill level 1, I got a coin earning of 1,436 with 4.6 million points, so nothing too exciting here. But once you get to skill level 4, you can use the 5-4 and coin boost. I ended up with 6.9 million points, so still nothing too exciting. And then once you get to skill level 6, which is the max, I got a coin earning of 3,516, which is nothing exciting here either. I think at skill level 6, you should definitely break the 4,000 marker, and if you're getting into the 5,000, 6,000, that's considered good. So Wanted Man Flynn is not going to be great for coins, and as you can see here, not that amazing for score either. So it's not necessarily assumed that you want to spend your skill tickets on or really spend your coins to even try to get one copy. So for that reason, I recommend you to save your coins for either the selection boxes or the pickup capsules. So that's my review for Wanted Man Flynn. I hope that you guys found this video helpful or at least entertaining. And if you would like to see more Tsum Tsum content just like this, don't forget to subscribe. And as always, thank you so much for watching.